Fiscal crisis, subsidy removal, Naira float save Nigeria, says World Bank. Tinubu, Shettima trips don't represent common sense, says Obi. Dangote doubles wealth to 27.8 billion naira, now only African on world's top 100 richest persons list. Fire outbreak at Ministry of Works headquarters. Summary of the news. The World Bank Group has stated that Nigeria would have entered a fiscal crisis worse than the current situation if the federal government had not taken the bold steps of removing fuel subsidies, floating the currency, and adjusting electricity tariffs, amongst other measures. Nigeria took the bold and courageous move to undertake difficult but critical reforms. This is against an already fragile economic position, high food and transport inflation, and other heightened uncertainties. If these reforms had not been implemented, Nigeria would have fallen into a serious fiscal crisis that would have made it difficult for the government to meet its obligations to the citizens. The report highlights the need to sustain these policies while addressing structural issues to combat inflation and promote long-term investment, growth, and job creation. While the reforms are still in their early stages, the report indicates that positive results from these reforms are beginning to show at the microeconomic level. Source: Leadership Newspaper. The Labour Party presidential flag bearer during the 2023 general elections, Peter Obi, has faulted the foreign trips embarked upon by both President Bola Tinubu and his deputy Vice President Kashim Shettima. He wrote, while it is arguable that with the president and vice president absent from the villa, there is no vacancy in the presidency, in a situation where both the president and vice president are out of the country, as reported in the media yesterday, is concerning for a country with such myriad of domestic problems. The president had told us he will only be gone for 14 days. The 14 days have passed now, and we are waiting to see him in the country. One would have expected him to return earlier than expected, considering the volume of work that needs to be done in a troubled nation like ours. The untold hardship that has been unleashed on our people as a result of some of his administration's policies is unimaginable, and we need his urgent attention to pilot the nation out of this present situation. Source: SPunch Newspaper. Aliko Dangote, the president of the Dangote Industries Limited, has doubled his wealth to a record $27.8 billion following the operationalization of his multi-billion-dollar oil refinery. According to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, Dangote's net worth increased by $15.1 billion to $27.8 billion as at October 18. The billionaire businessman moved up to 65th position, making him the only African in the top 100 spot. The elevation places Dangote more than 100 spots ahead of Johan Rupert, the South African billionaire, who is ranked 174th. Dangote increased net worth pushed him up in the index more than 40 places from his 111th position on June 30, 2023. Source: TheCable. There has been a fire incident at the headquarters of the Federal Ministry of Works, Mabushi, Abuja. The incident, which occurred soon after workers resumed work on Friday, was attributed to a spark from a faulty circuit breaker on the ground floor. It was, however, quickly contained before much damage was done. The station commander, Federal Fire Service, Federal Ministry of Works Headquarters, Mr. K.K. Bekebi, informed me that there was a quick response from his team, who were able to put the situation under control by deploying available fire extinguishers. He added that a successful evacuation exercise of staff was also carried out. Normal activities have since resumed, with maintenance staff cleaning the debris and putting other items in place. Source: Vanguard Newspaper. Follow for more. October 18th, 2024.